Greetings everyone, I'm Sandalwood99 and welcome back to part 3 of our Mansions of Madness playthrough of the DLC scenario, What Lies Within. So we are going to continue with Joe Diamond. He's going to go first and interact with the cat here. That is, again, the two options, catch or befriend. And even though I guess it's smarter to do the catch because I get the extra die, I just have this feeling that I'm going to do the befriend. So Diamond does have an influence 3. Damn! One successful. We'll see if that's enough. The cat finally allows you to pet it. While scratching it just beneath the chin, you take the opportunity to slip the key from the collar's ring. So Diamond gains the silver key unique item. The cat moves from underneath your hand and runs off through the house. With the key secured, you let it go in peace. And with Joe's second action, he's going to take a move and go 1, 2, out here, heading towards the conservatory. So with Mandy's first action, she's going to interact with the rusted lock here. And despite it being rusted, the lock is too sturdy to break, and she will need to pick it instead. It is a puzzle using observation. Mandy's observation is, of course, 5. So this will be 5 moves on the puzzle. Alright, so I think I can solve this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Mandy Thompson's quite good at this. The door gives with a quiet cracking noise. The tool shed is dusty, full of molding boxes and tools. A battered journal has been left on the floor of the shed. An open case on the floor is a gun, a .45 automatic. A sledgehammer is mounted on the back wall, among other, less useful tools. Mandy gets 1 movement into the explored area. With her second action, I guess she will go ahead and interact with that search icon there. She leaps through the old journal and recognizes that it once belonged to the deceased. Though the handwriting looks like a childish scrawl, she gains the old journal unique item. And we're told that investigator holding this item can interact with it in the app. So Sister Mary's up next, and she's going to take a movement action. 1, 2, and she's going to interact with this ghost. The young man appears to be chanting, and we have 3 options. We can speak to him and say, "Excuse me," we can listen to the ghost, or attack the ghost. Sister Mary is going to listen to the ghost. She attempts to approach the specter quietly until she can make out the words he keeps repeating. "Get out now." She gains 1 clue. The ghost of the young man appears to realize you are listening. His chanting rises to a crescendo. The furniture from down the hall begins to shake. Then all at once his eyes roll back in his head and he disappears. The shaking stops and the lights turn back on. So now that all the investigators have acted, we'll go ahead and tell the app that it is the Mythos Phase. From nowhere, the distorted sound of an elderly man's sob deafens you to all other noise. Slowly, you realize that in between the sobs, the old man is pleading with you by name to leave the house. Each investigator suffers 2 horror, with their willpower negating. So, Joe Diamond has a will of 3. Well, with 1 clue, that turns into 2 successes and he takes no damage. Sister Mary has a will of 5. She takes no damage. And Mandy Thompson has a will of 3. She also has a lot of clues. So, she'll spend 1 and prevent one of the horrors, and we'll take the other one. It is, a shrieking fit. She becomes restrained, which means she won't be able to move next round. A draft blows through the house, and you can hear an otherworldly, commanding voice on the wind, summoning an unknown beast. The voice brings with it flashes in your mind of some unearthly plane, intermixed with visions of a dirt floor and stone walls. Each investigator suffers 2 horror. Will, again, negates. Alright. Second verse, same as the first. Joe Diamond's got a will of 3. Now he wishes he had picked up that holy cross. No damage though. He's a starch atheist. He doesn't need that cross. Sister Mary has a will of 5. Boom! No horror. And Mandy Thompson has a will of 3. Well, this time I think, she'll go ahead and spend 2 clue tokens and take no horror from that. Alright, so Mandy Thompson is up first, this investigator phase. She's restrained, so she cannot move, but she will pick up the sledgehammer and the 45 automatic with the trade action. And then with her second action, since she can't move, she'll go ahead and interact with this journal. The journal is weathered. The entries inside are written in an older child's uncertain scrawl. You skim the entries until you find something relevant to your investigation. My parents do not think I see them. They gather with their friends, wear those strange robes, and do terrible things that they think I do not see them. I overheard them last night talking about including me in their rituals. All I can think is that what happened to my arm? Were those squid and fish not enough? Why can I only remember shapes that don't make sense? I will not join them. Never! I've seen what they would do. Mandy gains 1 clue, which is 2 clues, as per her ability. So Joe Diamond's going to go next. He has a movement action. He'll go here and interact with this fireplace here. A fire is still smoldering in the pit, and some object on the stone catches the light from the flames. Several gold coins and the remnants of something large can be seen in the hottest part of the fire. You notice a small key at the edges of the flames, and try to time your grab to avoid the fire sparks. An agility test is called for. Joe Diamond has a agility of 5. Here he goes. Darn it, he has no clues. Damn. Well, we'll tell the app we got 1 success. You do not move quick enough, and a sudden spark emits from the fire, forcing you to draw your hand back. Damn. Well, I'm pretty disappointed about that failure. I really wish Joe had a clue, because then that would have been 3 successes, and I'm confident he would have gotten that. And then he could have used the rest of his movement to start heading back into the house. Well, Sister Mary is going to go ahead and interact with this door here. The wooden paneling on this door is unfashionable and disorienting. As you reach for the handle, a screaming face forms in the wood of the door. A will test is called for. So Sister Mary has a will of 5. Well, she got 3 successes and 2 investigation. I'll tell the app she got 3. You reason that a mere face can do little to harm you and force yourself to open the door. The face melts back into the paneling as the door swings forward. The study is filled with books, statues, and tapestries. The desk is covered in papers, some with strange esoteric scrawls on them. Over the years, the shelf of books has begun to bow under its own weight. A particularly immense tome catches your interest. A cold draught comes from beneath the far door. The door has several locks installed on it. A pile of ash seems to have been collected in the corner for some unknown purpose. With a crack and a flash of heat, the fireplace is consumed in an inferno. And Sister Mary can make a free movement into the study. But since the fireplace just came to life, she may be less interested in that. Alright, so I think I've decided with her second action, Sister Mary is going to use the King James Bible on herself. Get rid of one of her face-down horrors there. I decided next turn she's going to, the fire will spread here, this Mythos Phase, and then she's going to try and use her action, and then run into the room to put out the fire. Now, she's only got an agility of 3, so that's a little less than ideal, but she does have 3 clues, so we can turn some investigations there. I mean, as long as we get 1, we can kind of put at least part of the fire out, and then we can safely kind of get inside, and, at least try again. But ideally we get 2, and then we can, across there, put the fire out. Yeah, so that is all our investigators acted. We will go ahead and tell the app it is the Mythos Phase. Alright, so at the start of the Mythos Phase, the fire spreads to an adjacent spot, which is what we expected. We tell the app fire spreads. And now the Mythos Event happens. The oven suddenly bursts into flames. The fire spreads quickly to the cabinets and counters, and each investigator in the kitchen suffers 2 face-down damage with a strength +1 to negate. There are no investigators there, but that's some serious Mario partying there. This house is literally burning down. It's just trying to just destroy itself and whatever evil is in the cellar. Oh my god. Alright, Joe Diamond is going to go next, interacting again with the fireplace here. And it will be an agility test. Alright, Joe Diamond has an agility of 5. 2 successes. Joe Diamond's hand shoots forward, and he paws at the curiously cool key to the side of the pit. He gains the brass key unique item. He recognizes the other objects in the fire as offerings to some power. He gains a clue token as well. Gains the brass key and a clue. Now with his second action, he's going to go 1, 2, up here. Alright, so Sister Mary's going to try an agility test to put out this fire here. Alright, come on, Sister Mary. Oh! Gee, that's really sad. Wow. I would've... Damn. Alright, with her second action, she'll do a movement. How about 1, 2, into the library. Perhaps pick up these things Joe left behind. Alright, so Mandy is the last one to act here, and she will spend her first action continuing to read this journal. Another entry seems to build on the previous one. It happened tonight. They tried to raise... Lord in heaven, I can't even think about it without shaking. They tried to raise that thing. I could not let them. It could destroy us all. I just know it. I interrupted their ritual. Things did not go as planned from there. My parents are dead. The creature, the thing, is safely away from Arkham, and as long as I live, I will keep it away. I felt it pulling at me since that day, calling to devotees for help. I will not let it out. It is bound to my will now. God help me. Mandy gains the missing link unique item and a clue token, that becomes 2. Alright, so with the second action, she's going to take a movement. She's either going to stay here to help Joe put out the fire, or go here and attempt to head here. Alright, I've decided that she's going to stop there and help Joe put out the fire next turn. So that is all our investigators. We'll go ahead and tell the app it is the Mythos Phase. So at the start of the Mythos Phase, the fire spreads. We tell the app that. Almost every door on the estate bangs open and closed. Distracted by the cacophony, you do not notice the ground of the estate swelling into a wave that knocks you backward. Each investigator suffers 1 damage and 1 face-down horror, with their agility negating. Alright, Joe Diamond's up with an agility of 5. Alright, no damage for him. That's great. I love to see that. Sister Mary and Mandy Thompson both have an agility of 3. Let's roll for Mary. That's 1 success, and she'll spend a clue. She also doesn't take any damage. Mandy Thompson will make her agility roll. Nice. No damage. Unfortunately, each investigator now also has to move 1 space toward the entry hall. It's not so bad for Sister Mary or Joe, but Mandy gets moved here, and so she takes 1 face-down damage from moving into the fire. So she suffers 1 face-down damage. The floor cracks under an unseen figure, the sound of its footsteps echoing in the empty house. In response, something knees quietly in the cellar. A moment later, a ghostly, middle-aged man with his arm missing below the elbow appears, placing the dining room. Summoned by an unknown power, a strange creature soars over the high wall of the yard. So now the hunting horror moves 3 spaces toward the investigator within range, with the highest influence. Now, Mandy's inside the kitchen because of that wave, and Joe is 4 spaces away because of that wave. So neither of them are within range. So we'll tell the app that no investigators are within range. The creature opens its mouth, breathes in, tasting the air, and catching the scent of its prey. The creature strikes and slithers through the air. The haunting horror moves 3 spaces toward the nearest investigator, which is Mandy Thompson. 1, 2, and we'll tell the app the monster suffers 1 damage because it moved into that space with fire. Now, things just keep looking up for us, don't they? At the end of the Mythos Phase, Mandy has to resolve a horror check against this hunting horror. The creature latches onto its surroundings, tearing them apart. A will check is called for. Alright, Mandy Thompson has a will of 3, and 3 successes are needed. Wow, well, we just got none of them. So, she loses her nerve and screams, drawing the thief's attention, and she suffers 2 horror. Alright, the first one is a minor shock, which just adds to her horror, and the second one is also a minor shock. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8. Well, that was not a particularly good Mythos Phase. Wow. I think Sister Mary is going to try and put out the fire again. She has an agility of 3. Let's do this. Alright, here I go. 3 homemade dice. Come on. Yeah, that's enough with a clue. Perfect. So she gets 2 successes. Alright, Sister Mary's coming to the rescue with a movement action. She's going to come in here, removing both those fire tokens. Now, Mandy Thompson is going to go. She has a movement action. She'd like to take to get out of here, but that requires evading him. course, if she stays and fights him, she automatically takes a face down damage. So I think we'll tell the app we're going to try to evade. The creature's grasping talons whip toward you. Suffer 3 face down damage, agility +1 negating. So Mandy's got agility 3 +1. Boom, she'll spend a clue. That's 2 successes, so she suffers 1 face down damage. And because she didn't suffer 2 or more, she does not forfeit her action. Meaning she does indeed get to move, and having taken that movement, alright, yeah, she'll attack him with her wither spell. Alien words and symbols flash through your mind, and you try to make sense of them. A lore test is called for, but she does get to roll 2 extra dice if she suffered 3 or more horror. Mandy Thompson has a lore of 4 plus 2 extra dice from her unjarred mind. Well, she needs 2 successes, and with a clue token, actually, with Sister Mary's ability? Yeah. Sister Mary's ability, ding! She gets 2. She deciphers the arcane meaning, and dark energy pours out from her. The monster suffers damage equal to her test results. And the additional effect of this wither spell, you see the spell ripple and spread from where it hit your target. You suffer 1 face down damage, and the monster suffers 1 additional damage. So, Mandy Thompson's up to 5 damage now. I don't really like that. Alright, Joe Diamond is up next. And, desperate to finally get a gun, he's going to take a move up into the conservatory and use a trade action to pick up this beautiful looking shotgun. Alright, all of our investigators have acted. So we'll go ahead and tell the app that it is the Mythos Phase. Of course, fire now spreads. And we'll go ahead and put this fire here. Then, the corridor in front of you twists and stretches on forever. It is impossibly long. Impossible! Each investigator in a hall or alley suffers 2 horror with their will to negate. Well, the only hall is these right here, and no one is in there. So, yeah, we're fine. Alright, so the hunting horror started its activation in a space with a fire and takes another damage, so it only has 2 health left. Then it moves 3 spaces toward the investigator within range with the lowest sanity. Now, both Sister Mary and Mandy Thompson have a sanity of 8, so we will decide that it will go toward Sister Mary, who's a little less beaten up. And then it attacks Sister Mary. The beast stalks into the shadows, then circles around to attack from the rear, suffer 2 face down damage, with agility -1 negating. So Sister Mary has an agility of 2, or 3, -1 is 2 dice. God damn it. Well, she's going to suffer, 2 face down damage, and because she suffered 1 or more damage, she's caught by surprise, and will also become stunned. So she takes 2 face down damage, and becomes stunned. Then both girls have to resolve a horror check against the monster. How can such a monster exist? It flutters on wings too small to support its bulk, sliding sinuously through space it should not fit. Its every movement sends a terrible thrill running down your spine. So everyone suffers 3 face down horror with will -1 negating. Actually, just the girls, just the ones in the room. Sister Mary's got a will of 5, -1 is 4. Well, looks like she's gonna suffer 3 face down horror. And Mandy Thompson has a will of 3, -1. Oh! Ah! That's good. She only takes 1. Alright, Joe Diamond has a shotgun. He's ready to come save the day. Don't worry, ladies. Joe Diamond's here with a shotgun to blow up the snake. Scramble upwards, looking for a clean angle for a desperate shot at the thing's most sensitive spot. It's an agility +1 test. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom! And the monster suffers damage equal to the test result, so that thing is completely destroyed. Alright. That guy's blown to smithereens. Sister Mary's gonna go next, and she only gets 1 action, so I considered having her move, but I think she's gonna use the King James Bible on Mandy Thompson there, make her feel a little bit better. And that's the only action she gets to do since she's stunned. But we'll remove the stunned condition from her now. And Mandy Thompson is up next. Well, having also taken a lot of damage, Mandy's going to use her movement to go here, and then a trade action to pick up this medical textbook. Alright, so the fire spreads again. We'll go ahead and put it over there. And then the Mythos Event affects each investigator in an indoor space, which is everyone now. The furniture rattles and shakes before being lifted in the air by some unseen force. It hangs there for just a moment, and the voice of an elderly man calls out, "Leave!" Then it crashes down to the ground. Suffer 2 horror and 1 face-down damage, with agility negating. Alright, Joe Diamond has an agility of 5. Alright, with 2 successes, he will prevent both the horror, and he'll take the face-down damage. And Sister Mary has an agility of 3. That's it. So, she will take 1 horror and 1 face-down damage. The face-up horror is a minor shock. She's at 5 horror and 3 damage now. Those are 1 of each. Mandy Thompson, she's the one in the more dying situation. Come on, girl! Woo! You did it! Alright, and she'll spend a clue. 3 successes, she takes no damage or horror.